Today we will be talking about a social issue that has been prevalent in Europe for the last few years, which is migration. First off, what is migration? Migration is known as the movement from one place to another. The most popular countries that have been migrating to Europe in the last few years are Middle Eastern countries. According to BBC, 80% of the migrants come from Syria, Iraq, or Afghanistan. This chart displays the 10 countries applying for asylum, with Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq being at the top. What is asylum? Asylum is the protection granted by a nation to somebody who has left their native country as a political refugee. Reasons that migrants often leave their countries is due to the amount of poverty, war, or violence, such as human rights abuse. The three top countries mentioned before, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria, are all war-stricken countries, so that is the reason they are migrating. A common misconception is that migrants always choose to come on their own, when sometimes they are actually internally displaced people that are forced to leave their homes and unable for the moment to return. This chart contrasts refugees and internally displaced people and shows that there are more over time. The big question of concern is, how are these migrants getting there? Just over 1 million people arrived by sea in 2015 and almost 35,000 people traveled by land. The biggest issue of traveling by sea is that it is often very dangerous. In April of 2015, a boat of 800 migrants capsized into the sea. Overcrowding was the probable cause for this disaster. There have also been reports of migrants drowning after attempting to cross the Mediterranean in rough seas. The top countries that have been experiencing this overflow of asylum seekers are Hungary, Sweden, and Austria. Germany received the most applications, but Hungary had more per portion of their population. How does this affect the host countries? When a survey was done across Europe, 49% said that migrants are a threat, 59% said that refugees will increase terrorism, and 43% said they would rather not have Muslims in their country. This reaction from a great deal of Europeans can come across as xenophobic, as they believe that they are a threat and do not want them to change their country rather than try to help them. It can also be seen as racist, as they are prejudging the migrants, assuming that they will be terrorists. There are a few things that can be done that could help solve this migration issue. Political EU mentioned a few ways, such as establishing a standard asylum procedure across Europe, control the borders, and to use this crisis as an opportunity to revitalize the European Union. That is all for today. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you learned a little bit more about migration in Europe.
Created using Powtoon.